So an adult Happy Meal, huh?
Right, yeah.
So does it come with like a bottle of booze, a pack of cigarettes, lottery tickets?
I mean, it seems to be very street oriented, so I would think that it should. Maybe a 40.
Okay, that was a little too far.
Makes me smile. You might think the decade you grew up in was the greatest. There was nothing better than growing up as a kid in the 80s.
Welcome back, 80s allies. It is I, Larry. That's Jim. I'm Larry, and we're here to continue with the wonderful notion of how great the 80s were.
Absolutely. And still are, really.
Still are, yeah.
Absolutely. We are still completely and absolutely engulfed in the 80s, at least in our lives.
Well, there is so much to go over, and with where our show is going to be going here in the near future, because we finally have a chance to grow and to pivot, we're about to be pivoting pretty heavily. So we're just going to get all that out right now.
Yeah, let's do it, because, we are nearing the end of this season. We are just about finished up. We have this episode that you're watching right now, and our season finale coming next month. Good stuff in that one. I think you're really, really going to like it. We're going to visit Toys for the Ages in that one. Again, we're going to see all our friends and kind of wrap up the season. And there's also a little something special in that one coming up.
There is, but if you want to see any of that, you have to you've got to share, and you need to subscribe.
Absolutely.
I mean, we prefer if you subscribe, and liking lets us know that you're involved in the process of the whole 80s allies. Hoo-ha, flim-flam, yim-yam, brouhaha, and Jim
this logo from Jim LaPlante.
Like this logo from Jim LaPlante.
Yeah.
And the song that we have from Colby Dove.
Yes.
But if you want to be part of that and be part of the family, please subscribe, like us to let us know what you got going on, and share to each and every one of your friends for the wonderful content that we are about to produce, especially considering that we got thrown out of the garage.
Yeah, we did get thrown out of the garage, but we have a new undisclosed location.
Very undisclosed.
From which we will be broadcasting our podcasts.
Yes.
The podcasts are coming. We've been telling you about them all season. It is now time. Everything is set up. Everything's ready to go. We're about to hit record. It's about to happen. It's going to be a good thing, and we really think it's going to be fantastic.
And right before that, the neighborhood petitioned the township and be like, hey, we don't need 80s allies to make their nonsense and their brouhaha. They might have fireworks. They might have special guests. They might install a roller coaster. We don't know what's going to happen over there at 80s allies. So the township came to us and said, hey, you guys need to move. So I'm like, all right. Where would you like us to move? And they go, this undisclosed location. So, 80s Lair is coming from an undisclosed location.
It's kind of like the Batcave or Castle Grayskull,
yes.
or what have you. It's one of these secret locations from which the heroes are going to do their thing.
Yes. Only nobody knows where it is, and no, we aren't inviting any guests.
So, in other words, you're not telling the mullets where it's at.
Well, some people will have a map, and hopefully they go by instinct, and if they get lost, that's on them. But anyhow, what do we got going on today, Jim?
Well, you know what? We're gonna deviate from our normal material a little bit here today.
We do normal?
Well, occasionally.
Okay.
I just a couple months ago, I went out to Steel City Con.
You did?
I did. A friend of mine was coming in from out of state. He was coming to see some celebrities and such, and he said, hey, why don't you meet me there? And I said, hey, why not? So rode out there for the weekend. Well, you were when you were a kid in the 80s, I would imagine you went on road trips with the family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, back then, when you would go on a road trip, there was often these roadside attractions that we would stop at.
Oh, very much so, yes.
And in the time between then and now, they've sort of gone the way of the dodo. They were a thing that started in about the 20s or 30s and really took hold in the 50s and then went crazy. But they're pretty well gone. There's not that many of them left, or there's remnants of them left. And a lot of them are along State Route 30. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with State Route 30, it runs across the country completely, and it actually predates Route 66. So it's been around a long, long time. And there are tons of old remnants of roadside attractions along State Route 30, or what we call Old Lincoln Highway here in Pennsylvania, at least. And so I thought to myself, as I'm headed out there, instead of taking this boring turnpike where there's nothing going on, what if I would get off and go Route 30 and check out some of these places? And even though it's not our normal thing, I did. And it turned out to be a really, really cool adventure, and I filmed all of it to share with you guys and you and all the allies and everything.
Well, let's take a look at it right now.
Let's take a look. What is up, allies? Welcome to another 80s Allies on the Road. I have just gassed up the machine because we are going for a big trip. We're going all the way to just outside of Pittsburgh to Monroeville for Steel City Con this weekend. And not only that, but we're taking a special route to get there. What's up, allies? I normally don't like recording on the phone, but unfortunately it is a necessary evil here since I'm traveling alone, and also driving and so forth. I need to be hands-free here, so bear with me as we are on the gym cam here, if you will, and I kind of give you a little bit of an outline of what we're going to do this weekend. So as I said, we're going to Steel City Con, but we're taking a very different route to do that. Here in Pennsylvania, we have some of the oldest road systems in the country, and long about post-war time period when driving was becoming a thing in car culture and so forth, a lot of roadside attractions started popping up, and here in Pennsylvania it's no different. We have them all over the place, and some have survived and some have not over the years, but they're kind of an interesting bit of American pop culture. They're all over the place, and specifically here in Pennsylvania, a bunch of them are on State Route 30, or what's known as Lincoln Highway. So although this is a little out of our normal programming, the fact of the matter is these roadside attractions were quite popular and around well into the 80s, and most of them phased out in the 80s and 90s. So my generation is really the last group that sort of remembers them. And when I say roadside attraction, for those of you that aren't sure what I'm referring to, it's probably the most famous one, and that's still in operation, is south of the border. In this case, that's north to south if you're headed to or from Florida. But this particular one, these particular ones that we're going to visit, like I said, are right along State Route 30. So ordinarily, when I take a trip like this to this convention, I get on the turnpike, which I'm on right now, and I drive all the way to Monroeville, which is where the convention is, and it's a pretty straightforward drive. In this case, though, as we go through the Laurel Highlands, we are actually going to be exiting the turnpike to pick up State Route 30 and take sort of the long way in. Now, when I say the long way, it doesn't really add much to the trip in terms of time, but in terms of views, it really, really does. And we're going to do that, and we're going to visit some of these places along the way, so stay tuned. One of the things we're going to pass by on this drive is the exit for a little place known as Breezewood. Breezewood in and of itself was a huge stop along your travel route back in the day, and it actually still is. It's a huge area of interchange. But one of the more well-known things about Breezewood, if you get off at that exit, is there's a piece of the Pennsylvania Turnpike that has long since been abandoned that had a tunnel associated with it. And basically the story goes that as they built them initially, and then of course they never planned on it being used to the degree that it is, and as a result the tunnels just couldn't take it anymore, the ones that they had built, and so they had to route around those and essentially create a new path for the turnpike. So in the process of doing that, there is quite a bit of a stretch there, it's several miles, that is abandoned, and people take a look at it all the time. Now, I'm not going to do that today because first of all, it's a 2-mile trek. that is sort of up a subtle grade to start with, so it's not easy to do, especially in the rain and the cold. But what I can tell you is that I've done it before with some friends, and right now I'm going to stick in some of that footage to show you our first roadside attraction, the abandoned turnpike.
Yeah, well, it's all good. It's all good from now on.
I'm filming you, Kathy. I'm filming you. Yes, I'm filming you taking a photo of me
every 5 minutes.
So there,
Yeah.
we're all getting our pictures taken.
That's wonderful. So here we are. We're at the what are we calling this? Abandoned, deserted, abandoned turnpike tunnel is where we're headed to. Desolate road in the middle of nowhere. So apparently the walk is like 1.5 miles. The first hill is brutal. It's a lot of loose rock and everything. If you're gonna come here, make sure you're prepared for that. Jess, how you feeling back there? All right, good. I'm lugging it packed because I came prepared for anything, including the zombie apocalypse. So we have a tree blocking the way we were moving. But look at that shot.
Kathy?
Yeah.
The big beautiful.
Now for those of you who've never been here, when you get this close to the tunnel,
Right on that rock.
you can actually feel a cold breeze coming out of it. It's actually, I would say, what, 15 degrees cooler?
Yeah.
Right here, it's wild.
10 anyway.
Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, look, feel that one. That's sweet. That's really cool. So we are currently about 25 miles outside of Breezewood now that we're back from that segment, and I hope you guys like that. I know it's a little different for our channel, but if you get a chance and you're in this area, by all means, you know, exit the turnpike and take the 2-mile hike to that tunnel. I realize it's 2 miles back as well, so you know, be ready for it. It is definitely something that will push you physically, so be prepared for something like that. We actually saw people on that journey that were on bicycles and so forth, so that's definitely something you can do. And if I was to do it again, I would absolutely take a bicycle. It would make that 2-mile journey a whole lot easier and a whole lot simpler. But it was a real neat thing to do, and I highly recommend it. All right, everyone, we are in Bedford. I am stopped at a Sheetz, which is a gas station, convenience store type place for those of you outside of our region. And I'm about to head to our first stop, and it's only 4 miles away. So here we go. This one's for you, Larry. All right, guys. Now, this is not the original spot of this thing, but I had to stop to see this because if you know Larry, you know how much he loves coffee, right? Well, take a look at this one. Take a look at that big pot of coffee. That's for you, Larry. Let's go take a look at it. So this is the coffee pot, guys, and as you can see, it's quite huge. There's definitely, we're going to go over to the door here. Brewing new life into the coffee pot. Apparently there's hats for sale in the office. I'm looking inside here. It seems to be relatively empty. There's not much going on in there for sure. I'm going to try and get some... I don't know if you guys can see that. There's what's inside. I know it's not exactly the clearest image. I'm trying to get one. Unfortunately, it's not going to work very well. It seems to be relatively empty in there. There's just there's a little thing or whatnot. There's a place to donate here to help with the upkeep on this thing. It's very old. I'll show this. This gives you a little bit of the history of the joint. There we go. So there it is. And as you can see, this is not the original location of it. It was right along a service station. And it was moved here. Someone was threatening to tear it down, and somebody saved it and whatnot. And my understanding is there is a fair here once a year where they open this up for a day and sell memorabilia or whatever. So we'll take a look around the outside of the structure. This did serve coffee at a time. You can see here's the windows where they would have done this. There's apparently t-shirts. I'm not sure how you get one. Maybe did that say on the door? Let's walk back around here. Another little window, the air conditioning unit. Hats are for sale in the office. You know what? Let's go to the office. I wonder if the office is open. All right, gang, so we are approximately 10 miles from our previous location. We're still in Bedford County, but we are now in Shellsburg, and we are at the site of the former Storyland Fairy Tale Park. Now, I'm about to turn this camera and show you why we stopped here. And that is why we stopped here. The thing is huge. The Pied Piper is there. And as you can see, this is the former entrance to the park. Now, these fairy tale parks, there's a bunch of them all around the country. There's actually two here in Pennsylvania that I'm aware of. This one, and then there was Storybook Forest, which is a bit further down the road. Originally on its own, and now part of the Idlewild Park. This is private property now. There's a sign right there right by that that little entry thing there that I've got in the center of the screen, and it says no unauthorized vehicles or people beyond this point. And I am certainly not authorized, so I'm not going to drive on there as much as I would like to. There, I will tell you that as I was coming up the road here, you can see some other things in this forest area here, including, let me see if I can get it, there's the shoe for the old woman that lived in a shoe. It says guest house for rent. I don't know if that's part of the property or not. I'm going to have to do a little research on that when I get home. The story goes here that a gentleman bought this and sorry for the noise, everybody, and did this to preserve it for his grandchildren, I believe. There are some of the structures from the park that are still there. I would love to go up there and poke around, but I do not have permission. And yeah, the fact that there's this sign, and then I can see in the distance there where you would drive on here that there are it appears to be other signs. So I'm guessing that this gentleman does not want people on this property whatsoever. Alright guys, well I got myself turned around and now I'm headed down 30 a little bit further here. We're going another 8 to 9 miles from where we were. I think it said 8 miles when I left the Storyland area. And we are essentially headed to a place known as Lookout Point, which is at the which is on Mount Ararat here in Pennsylvania. And where we're headed, it's Lookout Point now, but what it originally was the Grandview Hotel. Alright guys, so I am standing on the site of what was at one point the Grandview Point Hotel, and I'm assuming that where I'm standing would have been part of the parking lot here. As you can see, there are cars going by. I apologize for the noise, but I promise you this view is going to be worth it when I get over here and show you. Give me a minute here, though. I just want to give you a little bit of stats on this. So the hotel was originally built in 1927. It was known as the SS Grandview Point Hotel, colloquially known as the Ship Hotel or Ship of the Alleghenies. My understanding is one of the reasons for the name and the design to make it look like a boat had to do with the fact that the valley you're about to see would oftentimes fill up with fog, and so what it would do was make it look like you were on the ocean or a lake or something, and so hence the design of the hotel to look like a ship. I will put a picture or two in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Eventually the hotel would close, and it was purchased and it was turned into another type of roadside attraction where it was based on Noah's Ark, taking advantage of the Mount Ararat reference, and eventually it closed. It was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in '97, but unfortunately it caught fire and burned down. So as you can see, there's a sign here for Lookout Point, Mount Ararat. Tells you the elevation and so forth. As you can see, a lot of people stop here. There's graffiti and so forth. If you stop here, please do not put graffiti. I don't understand what the point is of that. Nevertheless, we have some basic portions of the structure that still remain here. Somebody's put a flag here, which is very, very nice. What you really stop for here, honestly, is that. And there's a better place right up here for me to get a view. It's gorgeous. All right, well, we've left Mount Ararat now, and we're headed to our next location. We're about, I'm about 48 minute drive here from where I'm headed. I'm passing some big wind turbines here that are pretty cool. I didn't realize I was going to be this close to them. That's neat. Wow, that was a beautiful view, guys. I kind of want to talk a little bit, though, about what we've just seen with these 3 locations. Very different locations for roadside attractions. The first one, of course, being that it was a coffee pot that was designed to interest travelers in stopping, so that they would stop and buy something, a cup of coffee or whatever. The building was designed to create interest, and you saw these types of things pop up all over the place like that in the 50s and well, actually from the 20s on, really, but a lot of them in the 50s and 60s as car culture really began to take over in the United States. But from there, we actually were by Storyland, and that represents a very different type of roadside attraction. I think any of us who've ever had children on a trip know the "are we there yet" nonsense. And these places were designed so that parents could let the kids get out and blow off some steam and on a long trip or whatever. And of course, in those days, people didn't necessarily have a lot of money, so it was a good time to stop and have a picnic or whatever that mom packed before you got in the car to go. And that was pretty standard fare for road trips at that time. And the third one, of course, it was a hotel, but and now a lookout point. It's just a beautiful place to stop and take a look around or whatever. I think the thing that interests me about that last one, actually all 3 of them, is the fact that we move so quickly in our day and age now that oftentimes we don't take the time to stop and look at these places, and it's really a shame, especially the last one, because the view was just gorgeous, and I highly recommend it if you're in this area. Stop by. All right, everyone. We are in Latrobe. Now, if you've heard of Latrobe, PA, it's probably because you've heard of Mr. Rogers, because this is where he's from. But where we're at is the Lincoln Highway Experience. It's a museum that is about everything we've been seeing and things that aren't there anymore. And sitting next to it is one of the roadside giants of the Lincoln Highway, this enormous gas pump. There we go. And there's the information on it. Pretty cool. Now off here in the distance, and I'm going to walk towards it because I'm parked there. This is the museum itself. Now I doubt that I'm going to be permitted to go in there and film, and quite frankly, because of the detour I've taken to get where I'm going, I don't know that I necessarily have the time to go through this museum. But if you guys would like to see this, let me know, because it won't break my heart to come back here. This is pretty neat. Well, that's it, guys. We went in there, and I talked to a very, very nice woman. She told me that she would be more than happy to allow filming to go on in there and so on and so forth. And I would have been happy to do so, except that it was certainly getting a little late in the day, and I was even thinking at that point about perhaps stopping a couple other places since we were in Latrobe that were Mr. Rogers oriented, but unfortunately, as soon as I got out of there, it started pouring down rain, so the idea of being out there trying to film a statue in the rain was not going to be good for the equipment. But at this point, that's the trip, guys. And now from there, I got on a regular highway and got ourselves to Monroeville, which is where I'm pulling into now, and I'm almost to the convention center. So that gives you an idea of what Route 30 is like. And if you'd like us to go back to that museum and whatnot, hit us up in the comments and let us know, because I'm more than willing to go back and do that and check out some other stuff that are along that route, because I passed up certain stuff that I didn't film. But a really, really neat trip, and very, very well worth it if you get the chance. And the woman in that place told me, by the way, that particular route actually predates Route 66 and was the original route to go coast to coast in the United States. So very interesting and very historic. And with that said, that's the end of the trip. Next stop, Steel City Con. That was a long adventure.
That was quite the look.
It was. It was. Are you stuck that way?
Probably.
Do you need me to like?
No,
bend your
I'll
head
figure it
around?
out. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right. See, the thing is I'm glad you got that look, because when I was growing up, I didn't grow up in the United States. I grew
Yeah.
up in Germany.
Yeah.
So there weren't that kind of commercialization pull-off spots that they had in Europe. You either rode
Right.
on the Autobahn or you were in a big, giant green country, which was absolutely amazing.
Well, and that's the thing about this. It's truly an American
It is very
experience
uniquely American.
because of car culture.
Yes.
And it really grew. I knew the coffee pot would be your thing.
Oh, the coffee pot. Actually, after you showed that to me before we filmed, I drove over there, and now they're out of business.
You drank it.
I can neither confirm nor deny those rumors.
Jesus. I figured that pot of coffee might be good for at least an hour for you.
Well, it does explain why there's 5 of you.
Right, exactly.
And are we done yet?
No, we're not.
Okay.
But,
Am I speaking fast?
No, but as you saw, if you were watching that, also, from the coffee pot, we went to that where Storybook Land was, and we did find out, if you were reading the screen, that building that was there, and I have a correction. I said right, it's left when you go in. Don't nail me in the comments.
But leave a comment.
Yeah, but by all means, leave a comment. But in any case, that building that's there that you saw, that is the building that's for rent, and it looks beautiful inside. I'll try to get some pictures to throw in here. I don't know if I can get them off of that website, but I'll try to. But in any case, you can actually, if you call that number that's there, you can rent that. I think it has a 2-day minimum rental. It's not the least expensive thing in the world, but it is a beautiful cabin, and it would be a great adventure.
Yes, it has given us ideas of what we could do on the property. It'd be a great place to work.
It would.
For a week?
Would.
A week's worth of work.
Guess we'll have to see what happens next season. But in any case, folks.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that was really cool. There was actually, I speak about one that was down the road from that
Yes.
piece, which was a Storybook Forest, which is now part of, yeah, right. I'm blanking on the name all of
That
a
thing
sudden.
that happened.
Yes, Idlewild.
There you go.
Old age setting in, right? But Idlewild still has Storybook Forest, and you can actually go on that. But yeah, the old woman that lives in the shoe you saw there,
Yes.
but you could also see the pumpkin, and there were a couple other things there that I just didn't want to walk on the property without permission. We don't do that here at 80s Allies.
No, we prefer not to break the law.
Yeah, but from there I went to Mount Ararat, and we saw that lookout point there, which was beautiful.
You had a great vacation.
I did.
You had a great wander around.
Yeah, and I will say that's the best part of it. I had just as much fun on that drive as I did during the weekend at the convention, because it was a lot of fun, and it was history. The museum is there. I encourage you to go to the museum. It's inexpensive. I think it was like $14 to get in if you wanted to go through it. And where you're at there, because it's Latrobe and it's the home of Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
You can see where Fred Rogers is buried. The Fred Rogers Institute is there that you can tour. There's a statue in town memorializing him. As I said in the video, it rained, so unfortunately I couldn't get there and do that. But
And depending on when you go down, that's where the Steelers do their training camp.
yeah, there's also that.
St. John's College or something like that.
Sure, you caught me completely
I am
unprepared
sure
for
some
that.
sports freak is going to light me up in the comments, so we should probably fix that so we don't have to make any, we screwed up.
Yeah, we'll I'll try and just put it on the screen here.
Yes.
But in any case, that was a trip on State Route 30. Would you have an interest in going along that and doing that?
I absolutely would. And actually, one thing that kind of surprises me with your whole trip is one of us doesn't like to drive, and it's not me.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I endured it for this purpose. And you'll notice that the segment was 30 minutes. So unfortunately, I had to cut some things that I couldn't put in it. And one of the things that I cut was a stop that I made at the Flight 93 Memorial.
Oh.
This does go right along that. And I had never been there before. It's very sobering.
Well, something tells me that you and I are going to have to do a deeper dive on Route 30.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And do a series of Route... Ooh. Ooh, could you picture that, 80s Allies? A series of Route 30 where we do a start from Route 30 and end at Route 30, and each and every stop gets their own segment.
Oh, that could be very
That could be very interesting.
Because of just Pennsylvania, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, even out towards the Philly area.
And it gives us content, which we're kind of like, hey, you know, one more for the pile.
We love content.
Yes, we need it.
We do. So, yeah. So, folks, let us know what you thought about that, and if you'd like to see more. It really was cool. I know, again, it's not our normal thing, but, hey, this is one of those things, these roadside attractions, it's just one of those things we in the 80s, we were the last generation to really enjoy them. And, you know, they've really gone out of style. And there's a few of them left. South of the border is probably the most famous one. But, you know, if you get a chance, guys, you know, check this stuff out because it's really, really cool and it is a part of our history and it's really, really neat.
Actually, what's really weird is I used to drive around New York for work, New York State, not New York City.
Yeah.
You know, there's a big difference between that little bit of bubble over there and then everything out over here.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've noticed when driving around there, because it was built up, it's kind of like, you know, what do they got up there? The Catskills.
Yeah.
And it's a vacation spot up north, you know. When driving through there, you'll see a lot of overgrown family fun sites like mini golf and karts and go-karts and this, that, and the other thing. So exploring that and actually seeing things that are still intact and being kept up with instead of just torn down like they should, like the sites that I were talking about should have, because it just, nobody needs weeds around an abandoned building.
Sure.
You get to see that Route 30 has been taken care of all this time.
Yeah, there's the other thing that popped in my mind as you were saying that with the Catskills is I know that there's a hotel up there. There's a tiki event every year, and the hotel you can tell was built at a certain time, and they've kept it up and it looks beautiful, and it's a tiki themed place, and it does very well. So yeah, that's another. There's these places like this all over the country, and unfortunately, I think people tend to forget about them. You know, in a day where it's go to a big city, you know, go to LA, go to Hollywood, go to Vegas, go to wherever. They tend to forget that these places are out there and they're a lot of fun and they're really, really cool.
And then that's why you come to YouTube, so you can learn where to go exploring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of exploring, I understood you explored another wonderful place where everybody congregated and there was stuff, and it was a huge celebration of stuff.
Yes.
And then some stuff happened, and there was Surrogate Larry standing next to stuff. What was the stuff?
It was Steel City Con.
Oh, full of the stuff.
Yeah, it was. Let's check it out. What's up, allies? We are here at Steel City Con at the Monroeville Convention Center. I actually waited till Sunday to film, even though I came in on Friday thinking that it would be less busy and it would be easier to get around and navigate and move and so forth. As you can see from the sea of humanity behind me, and there's already a bunch who have gone in, that apparently is not going to work. So I am glad that I brought this little camera, because there is no way I would get one of the big ones through here. Not a chance in the world. So as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to get inside and show you all around. Was a small guy. I'm here with Arsenal Models. This is my buddy Ed. Hello. That's Janine. They don't really want to be on camera, but I'm making them because I've known them forever, and so they're probably going to charge me double later. But this is Arsenal Models, folks. all these wonderful prop replicas. They're absolutely beautiful. They're great quality. You can catch them all over the country at different conventions. Do you guys have a website or anything that people can find you? Look at this. The information is right there. Pause your video, find them, message them. They'll get you hooked up with good quality props at a good quality price. Hey, that belongs in a museum. So I tried to get it on camera. When you first walk in the door here, there's a little sign that says ADA sign up. And it's basically for people who might be in need of assistance due to a disability or what have you. Apparently this is the first time the convention is doing it, but they are doing it. And as I was in the back in another room, I saw that there's an alternate area where they were able to pull up a van in order to load someone out that was in a wheelchair in order to assist them at getting into the convention easier and so forth. I've been to conventions all over the place for years, and this is the first time I've ever seen something like that purposefully incorporated into the convention. It's a really, really, really cool thing. Which one did you try?
The sriracha, smoked sriracha.
Oh yeah?
We bought it. It was good.
I bought the German one yesterday. I ate all of them. They were really really good.
If you ever need my website's in the bag, it's sold online too.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, so what they tried to squash is the same thing, just a spicier version.
It is
of
spicy.
The German one they use.
Afterwards,
Can I try a piece of it?
There you are.
Don't mind me, I'm recording for my YouTube channel. Oh.
There's a full rare face for radio.
No, not at all. If I can get away with being on there, you can. You're in good shape. Ooh, boy, that has a kick. I like that. Say the name of the business again.
It is North Road Jerky. My website, if you guys ever need.
There you go, folks. Pause it. Use that QR code. Thank you. So we are in one of the autograph rooms right now. The other is a room that is shared with Artist Alley. As you can see, this place is packed with people waiting for autographs. I hope everyone can hear me okay. We're getting a small shot at Christine. I don't want to go over there and bother anybody. They're all very busy working.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tim Bendig. I'm the announcer at Steel City Con in Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
And could you just give us the rundown on the vendors here and the celebrities and all that kind of stuff?
Tell you, take a scan of those. We have over 650 vendors here that are waiting for you. 650 vendors. We have Artist Alley in the back room here, and we have over 30 celebrities here. Yesterday we had Rosie O'Donnell, Deborah Messing, first-time Comic-Con for them. What a great turnout. Our next show, August 9th, 10th, 11th, Priscilla Presley's going to be here, right here in Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And you're a good guy. We appreciate you just taking the time to video us.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So tell me, what you have people doing professional photography here.
That's right. Slipworks is our in-house photography company. Alex owns it, and it's such a wonderful organization to have. It spits out these quality photos really fast.
Yeah, it's great. They have a ton of printers here.
They do.
They're just they're everywhere.
Super fast.
You don't have to worry about blinking or anything like that. They're taking care of it, making sure you get your perfect photo with your celebrity.
It's always perfect.
Yeah, outstanding. You also have Christine here. Of course, they don't drive the car to the photograph
The
it.
Christine is here.
Yeah.
John Carpenter's right next to it if you want to photo up with John Carpenter. But Christine is here. You got to check out that car. It's bad to the bone.
Yeah, it sure is. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, good morning.
So as you can see, people are lining up to sign up for the costume contest. Yet again, I'm hoping you can hear me. There are people everywhere. This is really difficult to film in this environment. I'm trying to show you what's going on. There are a ton of people here in costume, and the costumes are pretty amazing. Everyone's doing a great job. See this? This is what happens when you don't pay. They sell your head. As you can see, R2-D2 is here. Security walked right by him. He must not be the droid they're looking for. Did you build this one? He's amazing.
Thank you. Everyone's pushing me around.
This is a great toy line you have here. You want to tell the world who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. My name's Mitch from Grapplers and Gimmicks, Hastel Toy and Collectibles. And this is our toy line. Retro, vintage style action figures that are meant to look like the old figures that we know and love from the 90s. So we have lots coming out this year. These are some of the new prototypes of certain figures that we have coming out. We also have Macho Man Randy Savage and a bunch of others coming out this year too.
Oh, he should be right up here because the cream always rises to the top. Yeah! Yes! You have some really cool ones here. This is sort of like if the line would have continued, what we would have expected to see.
Yep, especially these. There was supposed to be an orange card series that came out in 94, 95, but then they lost the license to make the figures, and it went to Jack Specific. So these figures never came out, but they were slated to come out next.
Is that a signed Ahmed Johnson I see there?
It's Tony Norris. For legal reasons, but he did sign Ahmed Johnson on the card.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the risk on my channel.
That's fine.
It's Ahmed Johnson. Well, allies, it has been a great weekend. I've actually been here for 3 days. I only filmed today, but I've been here the whole time. It's been an amazing convention. You can see this line that is behind me, and you can hear the guy talking. This is the tent is filling up. Ready for a presentation by the cast of The Breakfast Club. This has just been a wonderful show. The show changed hands in terms of ownership a few years ago. Steel City Con's been going on forever. Whoever's running it now is doing a phenomenal job. They've really taken what was already a good show and made it amazing. So we're signing off from here. If you get a chance, get yourself out to Steel City Con. The August show coming up already has some great guests signed up. Looks like it's going to be a good time. And as you've seen, even the trip getting here can be fun depending on where you're coming from, going along historic Route 30. So great time, and that's all from here. You know, I had such a good time at that. I really
bet
did.
there was a lot of stuff.
There was, and the dealer that had the hooch I was not expecting that.
Well, hey, what better way to spend some money than to
imbibe?
Yeah, than to loosen your.
Yeah,
I don't really know where to go with this.
Yeah, when you started to say loosen, it's probably best just to leave it at that.
Yeah, your wallet gets a little.
There we go. Loosen your wallet.
Yes, loosen your wallet.
Mm-hmm. That's what you were up to.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but one of the things I will point out about this convention...
Pull out your purse.
Yes, sure. I don't have a purse. But...
Well, loosen your wallet.
I prefer to call it my man bag. Thank you.
Oh, your Italian carry-all?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. But
Indiana Jones had one, and I saw Indiana Jones' stuff all over the place. John
Rhys Davies was one of the celebrities that was there signing autographs. So, yeah, there was a huge A huge Indiana Jones presence there. And the thing that was interesting about this, now I've gone to Steel City Con for years, but I hadn't been there in quite a while. And one of the things that's changed is it used to be that dealer's room was nothing but toys, like most of the places we go. But there's this mixture of things happening. You know, there's toys, there's games, you saw the dealer that had the beef sticks and that type of thing, and then there was another dealer that, as we talked about, that had the moonshine. There was all sorts of stuff like this. There was fudge, there was candy, there was, you name it. People were doing some cool things there. Arts and crafts.
Now, I really like the one Arts and Crafts that had the Mount Rushmore of the 4 heads.
That was really cool.
Of top villains, top heroes, and you could have your own customized Mount Rushmore. I also saw a lot of other unique things that you normally wouldn't associate with a certain toy line.
Yeah.
Like statues and this, that, and the other thing, where you can actually go out and get products that you hadn't thought of. And I'm like, didn't know that happened. Like when you did the you showed the footage of the wrestling action figure.
Yeah, that guy was really cool.
And that guy, and I heard of that guy and his toys because they were featured on the Jim Cornette show.
Oh, yeah,
Actually, there's 2 Jim Cornette shows. I think it was The Experience, not the Drive-Thru. But they were talking about toy action figures.
Shout out to Cornette and Brian Last.
But coming up, I talked myself into a thing, and I don't know where I'm going.
Well, let me just jump on here, because I wanted to point out one of the coolest things I saw with this show was that, and I'd never seen this before, they had this wonderful table set up just inside, as I highlighted there, that had a sign pointing to it, said ADA assistance or whatever the sign said.
That was very cool.
And it's basically a setup there that if a guest is going to come that has a disability or needs extra help or whatever, they are there to assist.
Yeah.
And I have never seen that in all the years I've been going to Comic-Cons, toy shows, conventions. I've never seen that before. So a shout out to the organizers of Steel City Con. That was a really, really cool idea. And one of the ways that it worked, because if you saw the shot out front, you saw all those people, there's no way you could have got a vehicle up through those people to drop somebody at the door. So what they did was, there was a door around the far side of the building that they kept free and open, that you could pull up under a covered area there, so like a van could pull up or whatever and drop off somebody that was, say, in a wheelchair or in one of the scooters or whatever they needed, that there was a way to get them in and out of the convention easily and without a problem. I thought that was exceptional and really deserves a shout out, because they're truly doing good work there.
You're doing amazing work. Thank you for making our collections. Again, we're not gatekeepers, we're gate openers.
Yeah.
And if you can provide more access to people to love the stuff, and we can grow the community, that's where it's all about.
Absolutely. And then they're doing it. So they deserve a shout out for that. That was really, really cool. And I was really glad to see that. And shout out to Ed and Janine at Arsenal Models for letting me talk to them as well. I know they're somewhat camera shy, but they were good sports.
And they have amazing stuff.
They do.
I think we're going to feature them even a little bit more in the next video that we're going to shoot. And they're pleasant people. They suffer us very well, don't they?
They do. I don't know why, but they do. They do. I've known Ed and Janine for so many years. They're such nice people, and they really make a great product.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Considering you showed us all that wonderful stuff that was out there, and I just figured I'd throw one in there. A Transformers statue. Okay,
yes.
Let's take a Transformers statue. Are you upset that it is just a statue and it can't transform, or do all Transformers need to have some sort of transforming gimmick?
That's a very good question.
Do you want me to come back to you next show?
No. I'm actually going to answer this. Because of the amount of material out there where the actual item transforms, I think that there is an acceptable amount of the stuff that doesn't, in order to represent the character as well as they can.
Okay.
Because the trouble with the transformation gimmick is that at some point or another, the sculpt has to suffer in order to make the toy function.
Joint wears out.
Yeah, so I think in the case of, like, there's only so close you can get to a cartoon accurate Megatron, let's say, before you're going to have to do it where it doesn't transform. I have one that transforms. It's cartoon accurate, and it is very, very, very close to the cartoon. But transforming that thing is a monster. I mean, it's an absolute monster. Whereas the statue, and I'm going to pose, you're not going to pose it in gun mode anyway.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? So, no, I think it's okay. I really, really do. All the joking aside that we do about GoBots and Transformers and stuff. Getting serious, no, I don't think that that's a problem. And some of the ones that don't transform, they're highly articulated. You can get really good battle poses out of them, and I think that's pretty cool. So,
well, and it's a nice substitution if you can't find the Transformer that you're actually looking for.
There's that.
There's the Grimlock that now cost $120, and then there's the Grimlock where you felt mercy on me and you just handed it to me.
Yeah,
I much prefer that Grimlock because not only did it come from a friend.
It didn't cost you anything.
A really good friend, if not one of the best friends that I have in my universe. But yeah, I didn't have to pay anything.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing is that sometimes, depending on the rarity of the item, you know, or because the item is in such demand, I mean, you know, the Grimlock that you would have wanted.
Yes.
You were either going to be looking at the Masterpiece Grimlock or one that came out in the original Hasbro line. And either one of those commands a reasonable amount of money.
Well, we priced one. It was $120.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even in the package. It was just Grimlock.
Yeah, so you start to say, hey, you know, what are we going to do?
And then there's the other one that comes with Wheelie, and I want that one so Grimlock can eat Wheelie.
Can he eat Wheelie?
Yes.
I'll give you the Wheelie that came with that one. I hate that thing.
I don't want that.
I hate Wheelie.
I want Grimlock eating Wheelie.
Well, I mean, I can understand that.
Or the head of a Power Ranger. But, you know, we gotta...
Oh, screw the Power Rangers. We don't like them. They're almost as bad as Hulk Hogan.
Oh!
Yeah. Anyway...
Actually, they are, if you really think about it, but we don't have that kind of time.
So I think we're going to close on something that's a little fun here. Now, if you've been watching the show for a long period of time, you know right around this time of year, you and I typically suffer through eating a horrible cereal.
Oh,
that we don't like.
We're not doing that today.
No, relax. You're not going to have to eat cereal today.
Okay. Because we don't have Adrian to finish it off.
No, and he usually does. Yes. He loves the stuff. Shout out, Adrian. But no, this year, instead of having one of the monster cereals, I think we've tried them all at this point.
Yeah, I think we did.
Instead of doing that, I thought, what if we would do something with the monster cereals that didn't involve you and I having to eat that crap?
Well, here's the thing. With the monster cereals, there was Frankenberry.
Yes.
There was Boo Berry.
Yes.
There was Fruit Brute.
Count Chocula.
Well, hang on.
And Yummy Mummy, I think it was.
With those three, how much more fruit can you go down to associate with a monster?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they now have one that's a zombie, that it's a girl or something that's like caramel apple or something.
Oh.
We weren't doing that to
You know
ourselves.
what? They should do a merman that tastes like shrimp.
A shrimp cereal? Ew.
I didn't say it'd have to be good. They just need to make it.
No, it's not going to be good. Anyway, so a woman named Danielle over at Everything Smells has been doing everythingsmells.com, by the way, has been doing a line of scratch and sniff stickers called Bringing Back the 80s.
Oh, cool.
And she's been doing it for several years now. And it came to my attention that she has come out with the ones scented as the cereals.
Oh.
So we have Boo cereal, chocolate cereal, and Franken cereal
Oh,
scented.
of course.
So I thought, instead of eating them and suffering through that, why don't we see if these smell, how close these smell to the cereals this year, and save our stomachs. Yeah, because neither you nor I handles milk very well either.
Oh, no, my stomach's a wreck right now, so
yes.
We don't need to go down that path.
No, not at all. So this is, here's the chocolate cereal.
Oh, well, look at that. Oh, man, the cleanup on this is going to be so much easier.
These are, by the way, micro-encapsulated, so they are done just the way stickers were done in the 80s.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's pretty well dead on. Oh, that smells amazing.
Yes.
Very chocolatey. Very, very nice. These are great.
Yeah.
These are fantastic. I wonder if, let's check and see if
Let's see if the
We're 1 for 1 here.
Okay, yes, we're 1 for 1. Actually, you know what? Right there in the little corner, I think you can do a number thing, and like there's the score.
Yes.
Know, bing!
Yes, absolutely.
I
can do that. So this is the Boo cereal one.
Okay.
And you don't even have to scratch this one. I can smell it.
Boo cereal.
Oh yeah. Wow, when you scratch it, that's really strong.
Oh.
You really get that blueberry as soon as
yes.
you... wow, that smells really good, too.
And this should be known that, this is Boo cereal, not Boo cereal.
Right, yes.
It's Boo cereal, not Boo cereal.
As in surprise.
Surprise, yes.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha!
Yeah, not this is negative.
Not, we don't like hoagie.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Well, I mean, there's that.
So, I think that's another point.
2 for 2. Yes. Okay. Well, let's see how the final one here, Franken cereal.
All right, come on. I'm hoping for you. This is the part where you start pulling for the product.
Go.
Because usually when we first try something, we're like, this is awful, and you don't have high expectations for anything that comes after it. We've actually reversed the trend.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's see how this goes here.
See what I did there with stickers? Trend stickers?
Boy, that smells amazing.
Yeah, that knocked it out too.
Could we... 3, yes.
I can't believe it. They've got a full...
3 for 3.
They went undefeated in the scratch and sniff test.
Wait a minute. You know what that... Hang on a minute here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, get the other ones.
Oh, all right.
Because they win too.
Yeah. Hang on. That's right.
Here, actually...
This probably. Oh wait, hang on. With one of them, here we go. 1.
Hang on. We need a.
Oh! Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah! Hogan defeated again.
Oh, by the scratch and sniff stickers because they're
that-
awesome and he sucks.
I bet that totally wouldn't have worked for him, brother.
Oh no. Well, that's why we don't tell him that we did this, because then we'd have to pay him.
There's that. we don't have that kind of budget.
No, we don't.
But in any case, yeah, so Everything Smells, everythingsmells.com. They've got a whole line of these.
Yes, please go check them out. If you're one of those scratches, now, I'm not as big a scratch and sniff sticker as you are.
Yeah.
Because, my homework was kind of iffy when I was in the first and the second and the third and possibly the fourth, maybe even the fifth, the sixth. Don't think I did it in the seventh. 8th grade, I kind of turned around. 9th grade, summer school. 10th, 11th, had to go back for my 12th grade. So yeah, you probably got more scratch and sniff stickers than I did.
Well then. Okay. So in any case, but no, by all means, check out Danielle over there. And she doesn't have just scratch and sniff stickers. There's a whole lot more on her website. So by all means, check it out. I have a bunch of the stickers, and they're all fantastic. I haven't had one that's bad.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and we highly endorse this product. Please go check them out. Go see them. Make your nose happy.
Yes. Make your nose happy.
Yes.
And it's a whole lot better making your nose happy that way than with the other stuff they were doing in the 80s.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And on that note,
I think we've reached the end of our broadcast for
I
today.
hope so. If not, we're going to be removed really quickly.
Absolutely. So, folks, for Larry is Jim. For Jim, it's Larry. We will see you next time for our season.
Wait. I still have a bone to pick with all of you.
Why?
Because you still have continually convinced everybody out there that I'm LarMan.
You are LarMan.
I am not LarMan.
You most certainly are.
I don't look, smell, taste, or feel like LarMan.
Do you really want to remind people what happened earlier?
What happened earlier? I was going to the bathroom, you guys were going for pizza, and I came out to look for pizza. Apparently, LarMan is passing a kidney stone. Did you hear this rumor?
That's what I heard.
It's just something that I heard.
We'll see you next time. Watch this. I don't know why Larry always has to use the bathroom before we go anywhere. It's ridiculous. You never
I don't know.
Flavor. Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm making LarMan a special vehicle.
A special vehicle?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
That is a yogurt.
A what? Did you just say a yogurt?
Yeah,
wait a minute.
yogurt.
Let me translate.
Okay.
I know Flameries. Is it the Yugo?
Yeah, Huger.
Say after me. What do you do at a green light?
Oh, Hugo.
You got it.
Yeah, this is gonna be nice for LarMan since
Flavor, they haven't made Yugos in like, I don't know, 40 years. Like, where are you going to get a Yugo?
I got one in the front yard.
What?
Yeah, it's on bricks.
Why am I not
we're gonna get
surprised?
this so pretty and nice. We're gonna give it a nice. You're gonna give it a nice.
First of all, Larry has a car. Okay? I don't know.
What do you mean? LarMan doesn't have a vehicle.
Oh, for crying out loud. Larry is LarMan. How many times do I have to tell you this? And how in the world do you think you're going to fix that? You're going to fix this car.
Spit and grit.
Spit and grit.
And duct tape. A whole shit ton of duct tape.
You said it's on blocks.
Yeah.
Do you even have a jack to like lift it up to put the tires on?
What's a jack?
Come on, let's go.
Come on, let's go. Okay, get over. Look, you need it. Well, why is the jack in the way in the back?
I haven't needed it. I had the other stuff in there.
What's the jack for? How do you think you're putting tires on the car?
You want to just take it off?
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you don't know how to change a tire?
In a world where poor car maintenance puts people at risk,
Someone needs public service denounced.
comes a man who knows how to change a tire. That's right, it's LarMan, your public service announcement officer.
LarMan's dealing with issues today, children. Why, hello, Eighties allies. It is I, the wonderful LarMan, and I understand that you're having issues with your car. Well, let me tell you the importance of car maintenance. Because with car maintenance, you need to ensure that the oil is properly changed, you need to ensure that the tires are properly checked and balanced. You need to make sure that the windshield wiper fluid is actually windshield wiper fluid, not Coca-Cola, because I've heard that happen once or twice.
Oh, how far back is
It's in there. It's in there.
Oh, I can see you're getting ready to change a tire. That's ultimately amazing. I know the importance of changing a tire because changing tires is very important to get your car from one point to another. And with that being said, I should probably get out of here because I see an old lady who needs help walking down the street. This has been LarMan. Oh, a chicken.
How is it? LarMan was here. Jim, LarMan's here. Jim?
Okay, LarMan's gone.
Where's Jim?
Are you getting him out of the trunk?
That is one angry man.
I'm not getting him out of the trunk.
Hey, I thought we were gonna go eat. I was in the bathroom, I come out, nobody's there. What are you two doing?
I'm not
What are you two doing? And why are you doing it? What is that? What's
You
that
were just
sound?
here and
I was not just
we
here.
were getting the jack for
Wait,
his...
what?
There's a
Is there somebody inside?
Jim's in there.
Jim's in there.
Jim's in there.
How did Jim get in the trunk?
LarMan.
LarMan put Jim in the trunk.
You, LarMan.
And you haven't let him out.
No, he's
You
angry.
all have keys to the car and you haven't let him out?
He got the keys. What's the for?
See what you did? You could have let him out.
You did that. You did. What?
Get back in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there.
What is up?
All right. None of us have ever been here.
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Rip pie. Now, are you going to be nice?